fucking disgrace.
2 doses from the chosen one.
So,
Berlanga back with a vengeance.
And I'll tell you what, Ortiz is lucky that Berlanga missed that left hook. He didn't even see.
all right. So let's talk about this real quick. It is 8:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, March the 15th, 2025, in Florida, Orlando. Edgar Berlanga, who fought Canelo in his last fight in September, his first fight back since then, fought this man. This man, Jonathan Gonzalez Ortiz. I covered him 13 years ago. One of my very first YouTube video when he fought a guy by the name of Sergey Zinzaruk. I called him Dr. Roboto back then on a Golovkin card. He then went on a 10-year layoff. Last fight was in 2014. Excuse me, he fought in 2014. He was arrested for armed robbery, sentenced to 9 years probably plus in prison, came back to boxing in 2024, and now, the beginning of 2025, he's fighting Edgar Berlanga and gets stopped in the very first round, looking like this. What in the world? Who allowed this to happen? Now, supposedly, it's Edgar Berlanga's last fight with Matchroom. So, they kind of did him dirty with this. They just said, we're going to give him an opponent and get him out of there and just get out the building. Now, Edgar Berlanga has a reputation in boxing circles of being somewhat of an arrogant guy and having like issues with pretty much all of his promoters or pretty much people who come in contact with him when it comes to business. That's just a rumor going around. I don't make the rules, but this was just, oh my gosh. Just like, I understand you got to get him his fight to get him out of his contract. It's like, all right, we owe you one more fight here. But in undercard, in Orlando, his last fight was on pay-per-view. Fighting this guy. Dana White, come save us. I don't care what people say about Dana White. If he can stop shit like this, it shouldn't have happened. He shouldn't have been in there. This man is probably still on parole. I wonder who was it that was like, yo, we gotta get Edgar Berlanga a fight. And it was like, shit, who down in Florida? And somebody, somewhere, at some table, some meeting room was like, yo, call up motherfucking Jonathan Ortiz. I heard he just got out last year. Call him up, see what he doing. And he probably working somewhere on parole, probably in a motherfucking halfway house. And they said, yo, you want to fight Edgar Berlanga? He like, yeah, see, that's what's up.
Victorious with a first-round KO over Jonathan.
No stripes, Edgar Berlanga. I'm not trying to hear I'm back, I got my power. None of that shit. I don't want to hear no bragging, no nothing. Let's go see what the people are saying.
The official time of the stoppage, 2 minutes and 31 seconds of round number 1, declaring your winner by TKO.
I feel dirty.
Chosen one, Edgar Berlanga.
Look, he down there great do yoga poses and shit. I feel dirty watching this.
Berlanga picks up the first round KO.
And by the way, you wouldn't believe that Berlanga missed weight.
Who do you want to see Berlanga in the ring with next?
Not this man.
I would love to see him fight Caleb.
But Berlanga did.
That's the fight that I want to see. Plant, you know, former champion. He's always in a good fight. That fight with T-Rex.
Look at this arena he's fighting in. He just fought Canelo his last fight. And he's on the undercard, the co-feature.
He got it done. Against a fighter we expected him to get it done. First round knockout's the first round knockout.
I don't want to hear no boasting or bragging from this motherfucker. I'm sorry, I'm a little untethered.
Congratulations. You get that first round knockout streak going once again. How'd you feel about that performance?
I feel amazing. First and foremost, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because without him, I wouldn't be here. I want to thank all the fans. Todo Puerto Rico está aquí conmigo. Tú sabes, vamos arriba, puñeta. Gracias, Puerto Rico. Gracias a todo el mundo, and you know, I was supposed to do that tonight. You know, this is something else to go into a bigger fight in my career, in my future.
You said you're supposed to do that tonight. This guy was coming off a long layoff prior to his last 2 fights. What was your mindset coming out in the first round?
Just be sharp. You know, he got nothing to lose. you know, him beating me, he has the world. So I know that, you know, boxing is not an easy sport, and especially when he's coming to fight me, you know. So I got to be alert, I got to be smart, and, you know, I went in there and handled business.
Did you feel like you were hurting him from the very first shot?
Yeah. I started seeing his eye, you know what I'm saying, get swollen and stuff. He was shaking it off, but I know it was hurting him.
You know, this is a comeback fight for you coming off that fight against Canelo Alvarez. But looking back now, do you wish you had someone maybe a little bit better in front of you, someone that could have tested you a little bit more?
You know, I take them as they come. You know, my team brought this guy to me, and we took it. You know, now I'm a free agent. You know, and there's no problems or anything swarming around on the internet with Eddie Hearn and you know, business is business at the end of the day. You know, he was a great promoter. You know, and I'm just looking forward to the future.
You came in a little bit overweight for this fight. Was that any kind of sign that maybe you should move up in weight, or do you feel like 168 is where you still belong?
Nah, man. Actually, a week before the fight, I caught a flu. I was very sick. You know, and my team was looking to call out the fight. You know, because for me being so sick, so my health is important. You know?
I think you should have called it off.
In the middle of the week, it started getting tough for me to make 168. You know, I felt like my body was breaking down, but I'm 168. You know, I'm looking to take over the division, and I'm looking to be king.
You are a free agent now, and certainly you're going to have a lot of options moving forward. What's at the top of your list? What do you want to do next?
You know who I want? You know my hit list?
Jaime Munguia at the top of that?
Jaime Munguia, Jamel Charlo, Caleb Plant, and Canelo. Vamos a hacer la revancha. Vamos a hacer la revancha el 2026. Vamos arriba. Tú sabes que Puerto Rico, México es el mejor, lo oíste.
You surprised some people with how you performed against Canelo. What do you take away from that experience? What do you learn from that you believe has made you a better fighter?
Oh, the experience was amazing. You know, I went from middle school straight to college, you know, and I did very well. I fought 12 rounds with him, hard, strong, you know, and we gave the fans a good fight. I think right now, besides him, you know, he has all the titles. I'm the king. Yo soy el rey. Es 168.
How's it feel being back in Orlando?
I feel amazing. I love my Orlando people. Todo Puerto Rico. You see everybody here, man. All my Puerto Ricans, my black community too, you know, my Afro-Americans, man. I love you guys too, because y'all guys always supported me, you know what I'm saying, since day one. New York, I love you. Puerto Rico, vamos arriba. Florida, Orlando, I love you guys. And I want to give a big shout out, you know, to all the celebs that came out. Yandel, one of my big, I got a rum company now, Sonrisa Rum Company from Puerto Rico. I want to thank my team. I want to thank
That's the
Yandel,
team who put together the
Villa,
fight.
De La Ghetto, Lual, and the whole world. Thank you guys.
Congratulations, Edgar.
Thank you.
Eddie, we'll bring you in.
I blame you, Mark Taffet.
Edgar is now a free agent, but what did you think of that performance?
Did exactly what he should be doing and going through those guys. You know, we know that it wasn't an ideal situation for everyone, but when you fight at that level,
That's not Taffet. That's Connolly. My bad.
That's what he did it. And, you know, he has got devastating power in those hands. And I think although you probably won't see it, or people don't think you see it tonight, but the experience against Canelo Alvarez will make him such a better fighter. And he just steamrolled through Gonzalez. And he's ready for all those guys, you said. And I think the experiences of Canelo Alvarez will lead him to beat those guys. I like the Caleb Plant fight. I think that's a brilliant fight. You know, two guys that are going to really spice it up at the press conference. Two great fighters, two great 168-pounders.
Fuck Plant. Fuck Plant.
Oh.
Fuck Plant. Fuck Plant.
Let me see if Caleb has something to
working
say.
Together in the future?
I'd love to. Listen, we've had a great run, you know, close with Keith. And listen, this situation wasn't ideal, but we did what we promised in the contract. And, you know, maybe we could have all done better to get something else, but we got the fight done, we got the win, and he moves on. So, you know, for us, you know, we'll sit down. We hope the relationship extends. We've done great business together, but if not, we'll have a nice beer together and sail off in the sunset. But I expect to be working with Edgar Berlanga again, and I think we can deliver in big fights.
There is a lot of bad blood between you and Caleb Plant over the last year or so. A lot of talk on social media and in real life. How important is it for you to at some point get that fight?
Oh, it's important. I want to shut his mouth. You know, he already got knocked out twice. You know, he got beat up by Benavidez and he got knocked out by Canelo. So it's time to me to retire him and send him back, you know, like he said, get a beer and rest off in the sunset.
All right, looking forward to seeing you back, Edgar.
And I want to give another shout out. My brother's fighting, Pretty Boy Pablo. Pablo Valdez is fighting right after the main event. And I want you guys to stay here. No te vayas, ya tú sabes, vamos a pelear. You know, mi hermano va a pelear aquí ahora. So I want everybody to stay, you know, support my brother.
I appreciate it, Edgar. Guys.
So, yeah, the only issue I have with the names he called out, Munguia, great fight. Caleb Plant, great fight. He said Jamel Charlo. I wonder if he meant Jamal Charlo. Remember Jamel for Canelo? He's the one former 154-pound undisputed Jamal. Well, if he's talking about Jamal is also on a long-ass layoff and dealing with mental health issues. The only reason why Jamal Charlo got stripped of his WBC title is because he took the police on a high-speed chase, and the WBC was like, ah, shit. But anyway, yeah, we know who it was. It was Keith Connolly. It was his team that put this bullshit fight together. Like, come on, man. But you know what? At least Jonathan Ortiz, he can head back to the halfway house with a nice check and an extra $40,000 because Berlanga missed weight. And you can tell my man been through some shit in that jailhouse too. You know, because look, so like somebody got to ask, somebody burnt him or something. But you know what? He's a fighter. You know, listen, I'm actually happy for Jonathan Ortiz, but I'm not upset at him. It's more like they could have did something better. And then look, he's coming off a pay-per-view against Canelo, and this is who he's co-featuring on. Ammo Williams card, who's also coming off of a loss, by the way. Wait a minute. Did Ammo Williams fight since then? I feel like he did. No, he didn't. Yeah, he did. I remember this. Okay, all right. I was at this motherfucking fight. My memory's shot. I was at this fight. That was Boots versus Karanchuk too. Yeah, I was there. All right, with that being said, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I'm TstreeT Controversy with 5U360.